Hey everyone. Okay, so for tonight's homework, this is what we were working on. And so you're going to have the 5 problems, and then you're going to create 4 problems of your own. So you'll do your own shading. Let's take a look at the first one. I have 3 times 1/10. Remember that we said that, I'm going to move this up here, that we're going to have groups of, not to forget that that's super important because that leads us into our next task down the line. So this first problem, I have 3 groups of 1/10, and I'm going to move this over here to the side. It's going to be 3 groups of 1/10. So then it's like, what would that look like? I'm going to highlight this yellow. So I'm going to color in the first 1/10. Right there, that is only one group of 1/10. Then I'm going to color in the next 1/10, and that is now 2 groups of 1/10, or 2 times 1/10. I'm going to color in the third 10th, and now I have 3 groups of 1/10. And so solving this problem will then be equal to 3/10. Very good. Let's look at this next one. I have 6 times 400ths. Oh, and our guest would be Miss Davis today.
Hi guys, I hope y'all are multiplying decimals correctly.
So if you mentioned that Miss Davis was on our video for this evening, come in for something special. All right, so let's go ahead and continue. I have 6 groups of 400. Remember that we are going to have, I'm going to move this up here. We will type 4 groups of, oh, I lied on that one. It's 6 groups, right? Just said it. So it's 6 groups of 400. So what does that look like when we put it on our graph? I'm going to go ahead and get my highlighter again. I'm going to go ahead and change colors to the green this time. And on this one, I have 100th, 200th, 300th, 400th. So that's one group of 400ths. Then I'm going to color the next group. 100, 200, 300, 400. That's 2 groups of 400s. But I need 6, so I have to keep going. It's 100, 200, 300, 4. So that makes it 3 groups of 400. So I'm halfway there now. It's 100, 200, 300, and 400. It makes it now 4 groups of 400s. I have 4 more groups to go. 100, 200, 300, 400. Now I have 5 groups, and now it's 100, 200, 300, and 400. There is my 6th group. So this has where I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Kind of looks a little weird there. So I'll make a dot there. There we go. So I have 6. Well, I know that if I counted all of these up, if there was 6 times there's a 4 that we have is 24. So this is going to equal to 24 hundredths. Excellent work. All right, let's look at this next one. 10 times 200ths. What does that look like when we're typing that out? Okay, so now I'm going to have 10 groups of 200ths. And let's see what that looks like when we highlight. It did that to me again. I thought I had fixed the problem. I need to undo this part here. Okay, so now let's go ahead and highlight. I'm going to change my color again. I'll do blue. So this is 100th, 200th, that's one group. 100, and let me go ahead and then just kind of change that up, because if I do it this way, you'll be able to see it a little bit better, just so that you can see the 10 different groups. So that's one group of the 200s, two groups of the 200s, three groups of the 200s, four groups of the 200s. I didn't realize I had all different variations of green there. And that's five groups of 200s. Okay, I still need to keep going. This is six groups of the 200s, seven groups of the 200s, eight groups of 200s, nine groups of the 200s, and 10 groups of the 200s. So now I have 10 times 200s, and what does that equal? How many did I shade in? Absolutely, that's going to end up being 20 hundredths, but we also know that 20 hundredths is equivalent to 2/10, because I have the 2/10 that's here. My circles could be a lot better, but they're not. All right, there we go. Let's look at this next one, 15. And I will do this, let me do that color. So now I'm going to have 15 times 300s, or 15 groups of 300s. So this is 100, 200, 300. That's one group. 100, 200, 300, that's two groups. 100, 200, 300, that's three groups. 100, 200, 300, that's four groups. And then I have 100, 200, 300, that's five groups. 100, 200, 300, so that makes it six groups. 100, 200, 300, that's how many groups now? Seven groups, right? I got to keep going. 100, 200, 300, that's eight groups. And I'm going to move this up. I'm just going to kind of, I did not want to do that. Let me just erase that part right there. Okay, and then take my fingers off of there. And I'm going to increase this a bit. Move that up here. Move this back up here. It's being a little fidgety. The internet's a little off right now. I think it's because of the weather change. I'm not sure. Just guessing. Okay, this is where we're at. I'm going to go ahead and finish my highlighting. So this is one group of 300s, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 groups of 300s. Still need to keep going. 100, 200, 300s. That's 9 groups. Kid, I got to keep going. 100, 200, 300. So that's already 10 groups. I have 5 more groups to go. 1, 2, 3. That's 11. This is 12 groups of 300. 13 groups of 300. I don't know what's wrong with my throat. 2, 3. Okay, that's 14, and I need one more. All right, so there I have 15. So how many did I color in this time? How'd you guess that so fast? You're right. So it's going to be the 45 hundredths. So this is going to be equal, because what is 3 times 15? It's 45. But because I'm dealing in hundredths and I have my 2 decimal spots here, I'm going to move my decimal over so it's 45 hundredths. I've also shaded in my little units. Remember, those represent hundredths, and that's 45 hundredths. Let's look at this last one. 9 times 1/10. Let me get my highlighter here. And remember, I have 9 groups of 1/10. We did one like this in class. I think we had time with the third period because we had that assembly, but I can't remember. So that's 1/10, 2/10, and I'm just going to reshade this so that you can see it. 3/10 and 4/10, 5/10, 6/10, 7/10, 8/10. Let's see, I don't think we've used this one yet. And then we have 9/10. I'll use this one again. So this is going to equal to what then? Absolutely. I'm going to have 9/10. Great. All right, so now you're going to create 4 problems of your own. So you can shade and then tell me what the equation would be once you've created your shades. A number of groups. Remember, again, this is what is so important, and I'm going to reiterate this. Remember that you're going to have groups of, so whatever you're doing. So if you decide you're going to have 3 groups of 1/10, and that's what you'll need to draw over here and then do your equation. All right. Okay, that's it for tonight. You guys, be careful, be safe. I hope we're dry in the morning. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But see you tomorrow for Wednesday. Have a great night. Bye.